Hi friends, welcome to the new episode of The Root Cause. In this episode, we shall be discussing about heart diseases. Of late, we've been hearing too many news of people collapsing, while doing exercise or doing dancing and all. What exactly is the reason for it? The primary reason is excess of Vata Pitta. Once excess of Vata Pitta gets created, then this phenomena is happening in your heart also. So the heart also overexpands. And once the heart overexpands, suddenly one may, collapse. And one may collapse beyond retrieval. These kind of cases happen not suddenly. The body gives indications. It could be in form of insomnia. It could be in form of mild hyperactivity or over hyperactivity, inability to focus on things, becoming hyperactive, having hypertension. So in such cases, people around can or should not ignore these kind of symptoms, and they should immediately be shown to a good doctor, ideally Ayurvedic doctor, because as I told you, in allopathy, when you go for hypertension and all, you will be given medicines like beta blockers, which literally constrict your heart instead of working on the entire body, or they'll give you angiotensin receptor blockers, which will open the blood vessels of your lower body. As a result, the blood will start dropping down towards your lower body, and gradually you'll start having brain fog, and to overcome that, subconsciously you will start having more pitta. So what will happen? Upper body or the brain is getting less of blood, and to compensate, your body will start increasing pitta, heat. As a result, you will start developing Vata and Pitta. You will become hyperactive. So, in certain cases, these medicines are okay, and that too only for a specific period of time. Same goes for the Ayurveda also. Even Ayurveda says that no medicine should be continued forever, and if you are doing that, that means you are not hitting the root cause and you are not curing only. Okay, so in such a case, what needs to be done for controlling the Vata Pitta of such people is to do certain asanas which constrict the body inwards, which I will explain in the next video, because that's going to be a long topic, but you must watch that. And second is that you must have astringent and bitter medicines with very less of pungency. The heat of those medicines will depend upon your constitution, whether you are very hot in nature or the weather. For example, during cold weather, you can have hot things also along with these astringent and bitter medicines. I explained you in one of the episodes of blood pressure that arjuna, brahmi and bala, these are the three medicines which work on your HPA axis, hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, and they constrict the body, thereby calming down and reducing Vata Pitta. So the heart will also get restored back to normalcy. However, again, one may need to do certain asanas because once the rasa starts boiling, the direction of the vessels become like this. So you may need certain asanas to undo this direction and make it like this. Okay, so which I'll explain in the next video. Now, if you take beta blockers in such cases, what will happen? The heart will stop pumping properly, maybe from around 72 or 80, because Vata people normally have higher heartbeat also. From 80, 85 heartbeat, it will start going down to 70, then 65, and in certain cases even 60 and 55. What's happening in such a case? The heart is constricting, And when the heart is constricting, and if you are and your brain is not getting enough blood, you may start collapsing, you may start feeling spinning, or subconsciously you may start consuming excess pitta to push more blood towards your upper body and the lower body, because the lesser pumping of the heart is going to reduce the blood towards your lower body also. So as a result, what's going to happen? Your entire peripherals will get less of blood. You may start having hair fall, insomnia, nervousness, anxiety, tremors, excess intolerance to high and cold temperatures, to cold as well as hot temperatures. You may start having problems with your stomach because the blood is not reaching, so digestion will go for a toss. Constipation, your bones, especially the farther bones, your pelvic area may start becoming weak because the blood is not reaching the pelvic areas. So this is what beta blockers do. Now what happens is that while the first case was sudden death, and in case even if it has been detected, it's called as, in medical terminology, it is called as heart failure with low ejection fraction, because what happens is the heart expands but it's not able to contract properly. It has expanded, so it's not able to contract properly, so it's called as low ejection fraction. The difference between this and this, it's called as ejection fraction. Okay, so ejection fraction becomes weak in this case. When you are taking beta blockers for a long time, and what will happen? The nervousness, emotions, you will become highly emotional and all that. You will survive because your heart is not giving up, but you will have a lot of problems in your health issues. In such a case, this is called preserved ejection fraction. So what is happening is that the heart has gone inwards, okay, and while it's pumping, but then since it has shrunk, it is not able to expand properly. In the previous case, it was not able to contract properly. In this case, the heart has become small because the heat inside it is not reaching properly for it to expand and all. As a result, it starts becoming weak and weak and weak. It is an absolute misconception that beta blockers strengthen your heart, and of late even the medical world has started agreeing to this fact that beta blockers add to heart failure. They create a different kind of heart failure, which I am calling as preserved ejection fraction. So the heart has shrunk, but it is not able to expand properly. Okay. So in this case, what needs to be done is that first of all you have to do something which undoes your excess shrinking of the heart. There are a lot of things which will have to be done in this case. Ideal thing was what? Ideal thing was to have the medicines that I told you for the entire HPA axis. But if you are not doing, if you have not understood, and because of XYZ reasons, you are not aware about Ayurveda, and your family was not aware about your Ayurveda, and they took you towards allopathy, then and after years, when you start developing peripheral neuropathy because the blood is not reaching your arms and it's causing discomforts and all, and then you wake up and then you realize, okay, I'm doing something wrong. In many of the cases, people are not able to realize that this is the effect of high blood pressure medicines because of the recency effect, because we always associate our problems to the most recent medicines or most recent lifestyle changes in our body or in our surroundings. And that is the reason that if you've been taking this medicine for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you may not be able to associate. However, we must understand, and that is the aim of these videos, is to educate that when you are taking any medicine for a very, very long time, you are bound to face issues because you're not hitting the root cause. So here what will happen? Your heart will start shrinking, you will start having more pitta to push towards your brain or towards your stomach. As a result, you will start having burning in your entire body and the other issues that I've told you. What needs to be done is you cannot give, so in such a case, if you try to reduce heat in your body, electricity or the pitta pungency in your body, then what will happen? The heart will further shrink. And while this body will feel less of warmth, the heart will further shrink because it has already got shrunk because it was getting less of electricity. So what has happened is, it's a sort of lead and lag which has got created. Less pitta in this area and high pitta in this area around it. Excess of kapha here because all the tissues have got together, clumped together. And in the long run, when they will clump and they will stagnate, they will also create toxins in the body, especially the heart. Okay, so this is a sort of inflammation because of sluggishness of the heart. And anything that remains sluggish for too long will become unwell also. So what you are supposed to do is, you are supposed to give pitta only to your heart, and that is possible only through acupressure. Okay, I have noticed, because I did it on myself, and that's how I'm in a position to speak properly and address all of you. And I've come out from the heart failure. My heart ejection fraction had dropped from 1/65, which is supposed to be for very good athletes and healthy people, to just 40%. Ejection fraction had gone down to just 40%. I had developed a lot of black blood and black patches in my entire body, especially the chest area and all, because my heart had stopped working properly, only because of beta blockers. So gradually I realized that I am supposed to give heat only to or stimulation only to my heart, and which I did it by this particular point, and I pressed it, and I realized that after pressing it, after 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I started realizing that I am able to pump my heart and increase the stimulation to my heart. So it is basically undoing the effect of beta blockers. It also started giving me deeper sleep without any aids. Initially, when I was not able to understand what's going on wrong with my body, I had gone almost, to be very frank, to the deathbed because I had lost 20 kgs. I was not able to eat anything, drink anything. I was having spinning because the blood was not reaching my brain and all, and I was not able to consume anything because I was having severe constipation for 3-4 days continuously. I was not able to have anything for 3-4 days, and gradually, God helped me, and I understood, okay, that's how I'm supposed to open my heart, and I started getting better sleep and all. Okay, so along with that, another thing that you would need to do in this case is also, because if your body has been consuming less of pitta, or your heart is getting less of stimulation, your body will automatically increase pitta in some form or the other. Maybe it will start increasing chilies, maybe it will start increasing your physical activities, or maybe you will start going more towards the sun, because your body is trying to give more pith to your heart, while in the bargain your arms and your entire body is also getting affected. So in this case, apart from doing acupressure, you would also need to reduce the rasa which has gone too outwards because of excess pitta in narrow blood vessels. You would also need to calm it down. So apart from this, one is removal of the beta blockers, second is acupressure, and the third is consumption of astringent and bitter herbs like arjuna, brahmi and bala, and the fourth is doing those asanas which I'll explain in the next video, where you are constricting or taking your rasa inwards. Okay. Please remember one thing, that these are guidelines. These definitely will help, and I'm not only the one case. I have, with God's grace, I'm just a medium, let me tell you. I'm not taking the credit for all this, but I've been able to cure many people who had developed severe peripheral neuropathies and associated issues because of years of abuse because of beta blockers. That's all in this episode. Thank you so much. God bless you. Would request you to like and subscribe this channel. And for further details, you can refer my book. The links of these books are captured in the description below. Thank you.